Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we will talk about emotional agility. It's a topic very close to my heart, and we're going to talk about what exactly emotional agility is, what are maladaptive practices, how we tend to, adapt these practices just while trying to cope with these so-called difficult feelings. And in the end, we will discover what's the solution to all of our problems of how we look at our emotions and deal with them in a day-to-day life. So, before we get into what emotional agility is and how to cope with it, I just wanted to take a moment and talk about that since childhood, we are so preconditioned to, not feeling these bad feelings. And we are told that, you need to be happy, you need to be a happy child, you need to have a happy life, you have to have everything good in life. But I don't think that's humanly possible to not be anxious or frustrated or stressed out about things in life. And a lot of times in our lives we do catch ourselves in a situation which is making us feel a certain way, and emotional or not, everybody goes through these feelings. And when people come to you and say, you're so emotional and you don't need to worry about this thing and it's not your fault and it will all be fine, it's okay to have a temporary relief and vent out. But do you think it's possible to not actually have those feelings at all in life? I don't think so. And that's why when I came across emotional agility, I realized that how it beautifully helps us out to um, team up with these emotions, to understand these emotions better and make our lives better. So now let's talk about what exactly emotional agility is. So Susan David, who is a great psychologist, has also written a beautiful book which is called Emotional Agility, and it talks about how to cope with your emotions, and it lays out all the solutions to actually deal with these emotions and feelings in a day-to-day life. And what I understood from this entire process is that it's more about choosing how to respond to these situations, these feelings, these emotions wherein you feel so stuck, you feel so helpless, and to a given point wherein you don't even know how to get out of it, right? So it's very important to firstly build a good relationship with the emotion you're feeling. Give that emotion space in your life to let it be and let it sit with you, let it uh, you know make you feel the way it's making you feel, and at the same time try to understand what that emotion is trying to tell you. In this process, what happens is we also adapt certain strategies or certain practices wherein we start to just do those things to numb our pain, to not feel those things, to have a temporary relief within ourselves. And all these things are basically called maladaptive practices and strategies. And these can include like lashing out at people, or just picking fights with your mom or dad, or you know binge eating, which I have done a lot while I was trying to deal with PCOS. And also at the same time, scrolling endlessly. Like, we have all found ourselves doing that while feeling a certain difficult emotion, be it anger, frustration, whatever. We have gone ahead and endlessly scrolled the entire night, which is not going to help you with the way you're feeling, with the way you want to help the situation. It's not helping anything. But we do these things just for a temporary dose of relief, and in turn, what happens really is they backfire you, and even stronger. It doesn't go away. It won't give you a permanent fix to that situation, that emotion, that feeling. It does not help at all. And in return, you just end up feeling more hurt because you regret all these things. You don't want to do these things. You don't want to fight with your parents. You don't want to lash out at people at a dinner. You don't want to do that, but you end up doing that and you feel helpless. and then you are more stressed because now you have to deal with controlling your the way you're reacting to people also. And sometimes in all of this you just get so messed up that you have breakdowns, you don't know how to feel, you don't know how to talk to people, and you just avoid having a conversation also with people. You don't want to have that difficult conversation wherein you want to put your heart out to someone, and because it makes no sense in the first place to you also. How would you go ahead and tell other people about it? And this leads us to what are the solutions to these situations? What are the ways you can actually practice emotional agility and how to practice it easily? So, to start with, the first step is gentle acceptance. So, gentle acceptance is nothing but understanding and accepting the emotion as it is. Right? If you're feeling sad, we need to understand and acknowledge the fact and not deny it or not try to divert yourself or distract yourself from that emotion. Give yourself time to understand and feel that emotion. Don't try to get on to the next best thing and stop feeling that thing by numbing or by adapting to those maladaptive practices. Don't do that. So the first step is accepting it as it is, right? The second step is labeling your emotions. So when I say labeling your emotions, it just means that when we say, I am sad, or I am angry, or I am frustrated, stop associating yourself so strongly with those emotions. अपने आप को separate करने की कोशिश करनी चाहिए हमें from those emotions, right? So to start with, try to separate yourself from that emotion first, and then uh, understand and rephrase those sentences consciously. Like if I'm saying, I'm stressed, I'm stressed, I'm stressed, I am going to feel stressed 100 more times and in a worse way, right? So what you need to do is you need to say, I'm noticing that I am feeling stressed about a certain thing, and I'm noticing that this situation is making me feel frustrated or anxious. And that gives you an upper hand to look at those emotions in a way wherein you have control over those emotions. It's you are not the emotion, right? You need to not be that emotion and still have, like, it's just a part of you. You can be happy, sad, you can be 100 other things also. You can be happy with your personal life, and you can still be frustrated with your professional life or any other aspect of your life. So stop associating yourself so strongly with the emotions. Second thing, right? Third thing is trying to be curious, right? So being curious with your emotions is the last thing to do, wherein you try to understand what that emotion is trying to tell you. So for example, if I am in a bad job, and if I don't like the work I'm doing and I'm constantly stressed out, and I'm telling people, I'm stressed out about my job and I don't know what to do, and firstly I'll rephrase it to, maybe I'm feeling disappointed with the work I'm doing. um, I'm not feeling okay with the kind of people I'm working with, maybe, right? And then you will understand that, try to ask questions to yourself that why these emotions are occurring, right? What is that emotion trying to tell you? In my case, I discovered that it was not the job that I hated or the people that I hated. It was simply that I was not growing, I was not learning. That is the factor. You need to find a growth and a learning factor in your job. Of course you want that, and that's what I wanted, and that's why I was so frustrated, because I was not getting that. And being the first generation of having such difficult situations in life. And I'm not saying our parents didn't go through so much in life, but we also have a lot of different problems than what they had, right? So, and to cope with it, we need to adapt these things, and we need to understand what will serve us better. And that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you find this interesting and helpful. And if you do find it helpful, please share with your friends and family. Thank you for watching. Do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.